It's true what they say. All men need to learn that nobody is going to save them or truly cares. Only women, children, and dogs are loved and cared for unconditionally. Men are only loved and cared for under the condition they can provide something. One thing is for certain. When one's gender is continuously ridiculed in ads, has no little legal rights, and is considered toxic by society, a huge uphill battle of united men is required to address the inequality and create equity for all. And this is exactly what this video is all about. You must have noticed an intriguing pattern emerging in today's world. When political correctness first came online in the late 2010s, unthinkable things used to take place. It felt criminal to bring up the red pill in any way, but circumstances have changed. Consider Andrew Tate and how rapidly he achieved fame. Undoubtedly, there are many men out there who support and value the message. Such a big fan following does not arise out of anything. The only way is to take advantage of a movement that has already found popularity and realize there are now millions of red pillars. It's not just Andrew Tate anymore. We have men like Iman Godsi and Hamza, and many of the gurus who appear and teach about the nature of women and the lost or subdued nature of men. The gurus of the past never would have thought to talk about these things. The world has changed. As the internet has grown, the red pill movement has taken hold, and more guys are embracing its tenets. Now, if you've ever taken the red pill, you know that this was inevitable. But let me explain why the red pill movement has been so successful globally for all the new guys out there. The red pill used to only be accessible in obscure areas of the internet because it was primarily a Western movement. However, since the internet has become more popular, males all over the world are now exposed to it. They have, in my opinion, significantly aided the red pill campaign. In the 2000s, only affluent non-Westerners could afford computers and phones. Men are increasingly rising from various backgrounds and sectors around the globe. These individuals are from the bottom and are familiar with the principles of the movement. Since they weren't born rich and fortunate, they may identify with this movement in many ways. Add to that the reality that people in the third world are more accepting of our message than people in the West regarding feminism. But even if we ignore this element, the effectiveness of the red pill's message will always remain the main driver of its expansion. It's a comprehensive manual that many guys find to be understandable. It is a movement with real-world roots. Everything about it is based on experience and a deeper knowledge of human nature and evolutionary biology. It contrasts with feminism. It differs from current political movements about transgender people and other issues. To me, the red pill is the only logical outcome of the evolution of men and women from a socio-cultural point of view. It is not attempting to steer humanity in a direction that is incomprehensible to us, a location that goes against our nature. This may account for how increasingly feminine and female-focused the world has become. Any support movements and pop culture movements that come to mind are always predominantly led by women. It's not at all manly, even with the interests and pleasures we have created for ourselves. Consider the fact that watching television, playing video games, and reading books are not particularly male ways to pass the time. There's nothing wrong with doing them, but guys didn't do those things in the past when they had free time. Men are known for their sense of adventure and ability to work well in a group. They enjoy victory and craftsmanship. These are essential components that today's society is lacking. There are almost no longer any mentors because these components are no longer present. There are no real men left anywhere. Men like these used to be common in every city and street. Your granddad was probably one of these experienced individuals, so their counsel made sense. Nowhere in the schools are any of such mentors present. We have left-leaning academics, therapists, and physical education teachers who are incapable of running a kilometer themselves. There are very few opportunities for personal growth, little encouragement to adopt behaviors that make men happy, and little assistance for young men to learn something to aid in the transition from boy to man, except for studying and reading books all day. However, mentoring doesn't stop with young men. There are many older men who are lost in life. Some guys find themselves in unhappy relationships. Then there are the soldiers who married into their life savings. They are questioning why their life is the way it is while residing in a rundown flat. For all of these men, the red pill serves as their center. It serves as the ideal conduit and mentor for males in the 21st century. The men who have discovered the truth belong there, who, in addition to wanting to educate young men about the current legal system and the true nature of women, also want them to embrace their manhood. Every young man secretly wants that, but they don't know how. He's heard it everywhere. Traditional masculine characteristics are poisonous and should not be embraced in modern society. He wants a place to express his anger and embrace his intimacy, though, deep inside. He learns how to do that from the red pill. It will help him break out of his rut and encourage him to focus on bettering himself rather than spending all day daydreaming about women. He will discover the actual essence of women once he has completed all of that. We don't want to terrify him or instill a hatred of women in him. No matter what women say, this is how they will actually act, and we want him to know it. They truly will treat you in this manner. She's going to evaluate you in this way. In order to avoid ending up like one of those men who was burnt by a woman, you need to grasp what women actually want if you want to succeed with them. The red pill helps guys who are already in a relationship take control of the situation and embrace their manly side. In a sense, we are showing guys what they are capable of and assisting them in realizing their full potential. That's our short-term objective. The other thing is to inform them about jail time, harassment claims, allegations, and divorce rules. These are things every guy must know, so he doesn't succumb to them till he can gather many followers. The legal system is exceedingly skewed today. Women's word has more weight than men's. A woman only needs to accuse a man of something he didn't do or say something negative about him to ruin his entire life and career. She will do away with both his financial circumstances and his heart in one swift action, leaving him with nothing. These are incidents that have actually occurred to actual men. We want to alert guys to the fact that this can also happen to them. Therefore, you'd better be careful and tread carefully until we amass a sizable following and win a popular mandate. We also need to inform males about the realities of this life. We wish to educate guys about the realities of life and the flaws in contemporary society. Twitter today simply seizes any chance to mainstream everything. In the midst of this madness, it's difficult to determine what is even normal. You can rely on the red pill to lead you in the right direction after all. Things are out of the ordinary and are therefore for a reason. There was a reason why the degeneracy on the internet was vilified. However, it's crucial that you understand, even if society as a whole won't. You and every other young man who wants to improve the quality of his life and honor his forefathers. Let's cross our fingers and wait for real discussions to introduce the red pill. Through this, we might yet be able to influence the course of events and prevent modern lunacy in the West, equality and equity. That's all women have to say today. However, they lose the whole point about equality when a marriage ends in divorce, and the guy is frequently the one who gives the wife, who may have cheated on the husband, child support, and even half of his net worth. In other extreme situations, a father who has obtained custody of his child pays child support to his ex-partner who is not caring for the child. The emergence of communities like Men Going Their Way, Passport Brothers, and others is nothing because the West is essentially a lost cause. There is no question that men and women from around the world who marry Westerners and settle in Western nations reap economic benefits. They are immediately surrounded by more opportunities, better food, a more sociable atmosphere, and typically lower crime rates after the transfer. Also, they begin to make more money than they would in their native nations. However, there's always a downside to this as well. The men and women from Western countries who choose to find foreign partners and bring them back home are usually shunned by their social circles. They risk losing their chances of having partners of their own backgrounds and end up with people who have a different way of thinking. As a man in the West, you have to be really careful around women because if you let a bad one suck you in too deep, they can definitely ruin your life. As soon as you see any of the negative signs, be smart and completely cut ties with her immediately. It's better to be safe than sorry. Men around the world have finally started realizing what they bring to the world, to life, to relationships, and to societies. They know their worth, and they're not okay with anybody disrespecting them in any way. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.